Hi, all. This is Dr. Jei, streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather is pretty nice, I guess, as I look out the window. It's a decent day. So I decided I'm not going to shave until Athesis goes back to 2, or BCRX goes to 8, or NWBO goes to 5, or CVM goes to 30, or the Jets win the Super Bowl, or the Mets win the World Series, or the Islanders win the Stanley Cup, or the Knicks, or the Nets, for that matter, win the championship in basketball. Shalom, magnificent answer. Good afternoon, Big Tex. Timmy, and you, NWBO, man. Man is into NWBO too, I think. Don't remember. Caleb St. Louis, are you another NWBO fan? And Arjan, of course, is into VBIV and BCRX. And yeah, so we have our, hey, Arjan. I just flashed your BCRX VBIV go banner. Let's go VBIV. Let's go BCRX. We need a like a chant. Let's go VBIV. Let's go BCRX. Doesn't work. Where is Jake? Did somebody tell Jake to be on time? Well, I prefer 20. If I get I think actually, I don't know if it'll get to 20 immediately upon news, but could pop to 5 or 6, enough for me to take a shave. I don't care. Save money on razor blades. Catherine is here. Hey, Catherine, from deep in the heart of Texas. Magnificent Answer joining us today. Shalom, Magnificent Answer. We should have a section on Israeli stocks. Are there any good Israeli stocks? TEVA, T-E-V-A. I don't know. Magnificent Answer. You got any good Israeli stocks? Nah, I don't think there's such a thing. Oh, yeah, there is. PSTI is Israeli. I forgot about that. Correct. And how about Red Hill? Is that Israeli? RDHL? I think that might be. And what else? Now that I think about it. BCLI, maybe? Brainstorm? That might be Israeli. Or started out Israeli. Red Hill, yeah, Magnificent Answer says Red Hill is Israeli. And BCLI, Brainstorm, is that one? PLX, Big Tex has one. Okay, TEVA, yes, I mentioned TEVA right away. That was the one that came to mind. That's probably the most successful one I can think of, I think. Okay, so let's look at today. What do you want to look at today? Let's look at NWBO, BCRX, CVM, ATHX. What other good ones? SAVA, S-A-V-A, the Alzheimer's drug. How about CTICs, off to the races? I own some of that one. Man CTXR, you got it. So let's start with Man and Big Tex mentioned a couple of interesting ones. Let's chart those. And then we'll take it from there. Hey, Jake is here.
I'm here.
Hey, Jake. So I decided to give my face a rest because I've been ripping it up lately. So I haven't shaved in a few days, and I decided I'm not going to shave until CVM goes to 30, or BCRX goes to 8, or I got a few more choices. NWBO NWBO goes to 6, or Athesis goes to 2. You like
Yeah.
those companies?
Well, this is convenient for you. I'm feeling like you probably already was gonna do like a no shave winter kind of thing, and just going into something else just to make that happen. Just
Just an excuse, huh?
yeah, yeah. I mean, make it fun. Yeah, I say so. Yeah, I think you look good with a beard. Big beard. Like a
I
nice
don't
mountain.
think so. Last time I grew a beard is when I was 40. I had chicken pox. It came in awful scraggly looking, so I don't think
No,
I look good in it.
no.
We have a request for SINT.
Okay, so it's the deal. If one of those goes to hit your price target, you shave, or do you have to pick one? And then if that particular one hits your price target,
Any of them. I'll even broaden it. If the Jets win the Super Bowl, if the Knickerbockers or the Nets win the championship, if the Islanders win the Stanley Cup, if the what else? If the Mets win the World Series. But I think I'm much more likely to get Athesis at 2 than any of those things happening.
Okay.
iChat also says if we have time, FSOY. If I do all of these, I won't be able to do Sava, Nicola, CTIC, some of the ones I had in mind, but we'll give it a try. We'll give it a try. And Magnificent answers, I think he wants to know if you're an LJPC still.
No, not since they announced the buying of that other company.
Okay, they bought a bladder company.
Yeah, I don't know. Forgot the name of the company, but it's been out.
SCSN.
No, I don't remember the name of the company.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wetware is here. Wetware is a fellow chess player and intellectual. We have some very intellectual followers. Wetware is amongst them. And Catherine, of course, highly intellectual woman. So we have some nice following, Jake.
Nice.
Some very nice following.
Good team here, yeah.
Magnificent Answers replied to the Islanders. This is an old joke. Potvin is from the great Islanders teams of 30 years ago when they won 4 Stanley Cups in a row. And to this day, Ranger fans, when they go to the Garden, Madison Square Garden, yell out, "Potvin sucks." Now, the guys your age never saw Potvin, don't even know what he looks like, and so on, But it just goes on and on and on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
Magnificent Answers an Islander fan. They do have a good
Puff. Yeah, he's a funny one.
They do have a good team. Snaib still in. I think it goes. Snaib is a Magnificent Answer. Is telling Snaib he thinks it's going to go up on JPC. What do you think? I guess you don't agree.
I do think it's too low right now. That's what I think, honestly.
Okay. That was an excellent call you made on CVN. Marty told me to congratulate you because he unloaded when you said it could go to 12 on the short sale. He took his profits, and now he's back in at 12.90.
Oh, so good for him.
He owes you one.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. Well, that was really a good call on your part. I didn't think it would get there, or get at least not so quickly.
It always does. I mean, because it's a low floater.
Yep. It seemed to me originally 12 to 15 would be sacrosanct until the data. When it broke 15, I changed my mind. I thought it was going to 18.
Yeah, and it's the same people manipulating it, right? So like BCRX, the retail can't really manipulate the stock. It's all just institution. The retail owns like 1%. CBM, very high retail ownership and very low float. And every time that it hits 12, and then there's always a bottom, and then that bird guy or whoever else always comes in, do some drip here and there. They run it up to 15 or 16, but never goes past like 17. And then once it hits that point, they just come, shoots it down, and they repeat it over again.
Yeah, so, until the day that you expect more of the same.
Yeah, more of the same. The reason why I'm not swinging this is because I'm just not sure about success of data, and
right. You don't want to get caught.
I could lose my ass.
Right, you don't want to get caught in the middle of a swing trade. Data comes out and you lose your shirt.
Right. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's.
Well, Dr. J is gone. Let me ping him. Lost you. But yeah, I'm thinking about getting back to LJ. It just doesn't have the same momentum as before. Back in the days, there was R8, who I know. There's just that Nick PD guy who's always been around. I should talk him on WhatsApp sometime. And then there's just more. I don't know if you call them pumpers, but there was definitely more momentum back in the days than there is now. And part of that is because there is the PRV situation that was supposed to add like 30% to the market cap. Yeah. And the other reason is that exactly. And I should stay away from commercializing pharma company or bio that becomes pharma company. I just can't. There's not many examples where it turns out very well. But I do think that eventually LJ would do well in the market, and probably someone would want to buy the company. Buyout theory is still there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, we can hear you, not see you.
You're halfway home.
Wait, what?
I'm halfway home.
Yeah.
Oh, no one wants to see my beard anyway.
Yeah, what happened to your video?
I don't know. My camera just went out on me. Again, I'm trying, but it doesn't want to connect. Start camera, no. It's connected, it just gave up.
Nope, he's gone. Yeah. I'd be curious to know the cash situation from LJ. I hasn't been following it.
All right, I'm going to just leave my voice, and we'll leave a picture of you.
All right.
It's about all I can figure out how to do. Figure out the best picture, the best way to minimize me.
Well, it's your other. Wow. Now it's okay. Now it's just. Is your other camera on?
I could switch over to the phone, but it doesn't really pay. I'll just use my voice and leave a picture of you. And I'm going to go into the share screen anyway. Yeah. So it shouldn't make a big difference. I just don't know why my camera went bugged out on me.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know either.
Always the first. Could be on StreamYard's part. Although I doubt it, because the share screen is working fine.
Yeah.
So let's see whether or not I can get my charts okay. You still see my screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. So I'm loading. Might as well start with the Dow. Down 167 points, 0.69%. Marty is concerned that instead of making new highs, we might just stall here with a double top. And when Marty is concerned, Dr. J is concerned. So let's give it a look. All right. It's loading a little slow also. There we go. So what have we got in the Dow? Doesn't look too bad. We have a gravestone doji back here on the 16th of October. And it's near the top, near a top. The top was on the 12th of October at 28,957. And it tried to break that top and instead came back to close at 28,606. So it did signal a little downtrend. And since then, since that close at 28,606, we're off another 400 points so far. But we're following, we seem to have good support at the 50. So if it doesn't break the 50, I'm not going to worry about it. If it breaks the 50, I'm going to start to worry a little bit. And I'll say maybe we sell off to 27.3 area and test that. By the way, ATHX, although I'm very depressed because I lost a lot of money when it was in the threes. And I couldn't quite sell it fast enough. I still had half, so I lost a ton of money. But I called it exact as to the 156 level. I said it over and over again. I said it most recently on Tuesday that it would retest 156, or that or just fall below 160 anyway. So I was calling for that. We have what could be a double bottom on ATHX. And we got to watch that one very carefully because a break of 156 could imply a severe sell-off down to the 115 level. And all you really need is a negative catalyst. There were rumblings that Helios could leave the deal on the table with or break the deal somehow with Athesis. That would be a killer. I heard rumblings to that effect. And also less of a killer would be MISO just killing off the odds race, winning your hands up, or another company, and not getting any bottom money. So there's some real caveats to look out for with ATHX. Of course, on the other hand, we're getting closer to the announcement of ischemic stroke data by the end of the quarter, first quarter of next year. But whatever it is, it's getting closer, probably 4 months, 3 months. So that's worth hanging on for, because that's why I was in it to begin with. And we're going to look at that chart next, I think, being that I'm talking about it so much. And the Dow doesn't have me that worried, so let's just suffice it to say my radar is not up that high. I'm worrying about a big market sell-off, at least not yet. I think we're safe through the election. After the election, I don't know. We'll reassess. I think we're safe till then. What did you think of the debate?
Yeah, I think without getting too political, I mean, I enjoyed it a lot more than the first one. Market seemed to as well. I mean, future relatively flat, and then the last time we had a debate, the next day we got crushed. Everyone got crushed.
Yeah, well, it was a short reaction, and it came right back.
Yeah, but it was more civil. I don't look at polls or anything like that. I look at betting odds to see who's winning.
Uh-huh.
Polls are biased, but betting odds, I mean, when money is involved, you can't
Yeah.
make money when money
Well,
involved.
what are the Vegas odds?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I mean, last time I checked, Trump was the underdog betting odds election. So let's see. Okay, so Trump is the underdog. Now, 73% of wagers are on Trump, but he is the underdog. So people are taking the underdog bet. But let's see the actual
How much of an underdog?
Yeah, so Biden minus 200, Trump plus 170. I think they're kind
Wow. So you got to lay 2-1 if you want Biden. Wow.
of,
That's pretty big. That's pretty big. That's saying he's got 2 chances out of 3 of winning. 2-1.
yeah, so it might actually be a good bet if you think it's even to place your money on Trump. He's at 170.
Yeah,
So,
well, you're getting 175, you said, right?
yeah, 170.
For a dollar, you get for
Probably.
$100, you get back 275.
Yeah, for $100, you make a profit of $170.
Well, 70, whatever it is.
Yeah, you make a profit of 170 for every $100. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the bet. If you're a betting man, you don't want to lay 2-1 on Biden because anything could happen in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, in the UK, you can get plus 188 on Trump.
Oh, really? It's even bigger.
Yeah, might be a good bet actually.
Might be.
Yeah,
It's I mean, look, he did it 4 years ago. He came from nowhere. So
yeah, it might actually be a good bet.
he only has to win. He doesn't have to win like the last time. He doesn't have to win the popular vote. Just needs to win the key states.
Yeah, and the momentum is I think it's in Trump's favor. Now he is coming from behind, but he does have momentum right now.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he actually acted in yesterday's debate, sort of presidential, not exactly, but sort of. That's a good impression of being president.
I think it was
An
it was
impersonation.
good performance from him.
It was almost civil.
The town hall thing was a good one for him.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So notice what are we? We're following this trend line down. I mean, it's just awful. The reason I said 156 because remember that big sell-off we had. The low of the day that day was 156 on 619. So that was a key low. Below that is nothing but air. So if it goes below 156, if it makes a clean break of the 156 area, I wouldn't be surprised if we're looking at 115. But what I'd like to see now is a break of the downward trend line, which could happen. We need to, kind of like a horse race, we have to come from behind at this point. We fell all the way back in the pack, and we gotta now make our move. And Athesis has to make its move now, because if it doesn't, it's going to go way down. So it's either going to go back to 2 or to 115. And I'm watching it very carefully because I still have a ton of shares. And I do think the odds favor going back to 2 sooner than 115, or at least going to 203, challenging the high that we set on October 14th. So I see a move back to the $2 level. And from there, I don't know. We would need news. But even without news, I could see a run back to $2. That's how I analyze Athesis from the charts. It's one of these things where if I followed the chart, the chart told me I would have been a lot richer today than if I didn't. but I'm kind of like married to this one. So
Wow.
it's difficult for me to do the objective thing based on the chart because there's fundamentals involved, and I'm into the fundamental idea that this could be a big moneymaker on ischemic stroke.
All right. Yep. Here's when I get back to Athesis.
Yeah, I think it's probably worth nibbling on it.
Yeah, it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Time to look at your favorite stock.
The catalyst is it's gonna be, what is this?
The catalyst is ischemic stroke. Forget about forget about everything else. Ischemic stroke.
Okay.
The odds race was a mistake. They were already in trials for odds. They didn't need the COVID odds. And
Right.
they thought they were getting bottom money. They got tricked.
So ischemic stroke, what's the time frame for that? Do you know?
I don't know. They keep pushing it out.
They keep pushing it out.
Yeah, probably January, February. Who knows?
January, February. Okay, that's interesting.
That would be my guess. Even if they say December, it means nothing because I know this company.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe I'll wait a little bit more.
This company is never on time.
Yeah, too far away.
That would be my guess anyway.
Yeah.
Time frame. I could be wrong. I don't know what the official estimate is, but probably the COVID odds from Japan comes out first. The possible catalyst would be a European partner. That would be a nice catalyst if they can pull that off.
Okay, so maybe COVID, but definitely, maybe definitely January, February for the ischemic stroke, which is what you've been here for all along.
Yes. Now here with Galley, we're looking any day for news on Galley, and we're still in that wait state. But however, we've bounced off the lows, which is very good. We have solid support at 331, which when Arjan and Professor Spike were on with me on Tuesday, we discussed that. So there's solid support, not too far below. And we've started another little uptrend, running into a little small problems around the 50. So the 50 is now resistance. So the chart is not looking terrible. It's looked terrible all along, but the short-term chart is not terrible. That's not at least there's some optimism, right?
Yeah. So from a technical standpoint, you actually think is because from a technical standpoint, you've been down on it, basically all year. So now you're saying technical standpoint, not too bad.
Not too bad. Short term looking better than some other stocks I can think of, put it that way.
No, that's good. Okay.
Yeah. Short term.
First time.
Short term, we're trying to form. We're trying to rally here, and if we can just get past that, this mark of like $4, let's say, a break of $4 is key. Then the next hurdle would be 417. But first, we got to take out $4, and that's where we're not that far away. What was the high today? The high today was 392. So we're banging on the door, Jake. Banging on the door at $4. Very key level.
Right.
So we want to take out that $4 level. So what do you think? You think we're going to get Galley news next week? What does your intuition tell you?
My intuition tells me Galley news after the election.
After the election, okay.
I mean, it could have nothing to do with the election, also, right?
Right.
Yeah.
How about remdesivir being approved by the FDA? Does that help, hurt Galley and BioCris, or neutral?
Good question. I'd say help because it sets a precedent for Galley to be approved as well. I mean, right? I mean, looking at the mechanism of action, similar, except Galley is safer and it has oral bio availability. So, yeah, I think yeah, it's definitely help. Yeah, but I don't know how much.
Also, if they ever do a controlled study against remdesivir, it should prove better.
Yeah. Now, so yeah, what's interesting is that the journal came out, right? I don't know if you're aware of that. But it's basically saying that Galley is the only. Well, it was saying that all of the therapeutics have safety concerns except for galidesivir. Yeah.
It's the safest antiviral.
Yeah.
That's good.
According to this journal, you're right.
So I'm going to join you with a strong buy at this point because we're support seems to be at the 200, right where we are now. Right this second, it looks like a good buy to me at 371. So I right after the show, I'm going to add a little more BCRX. I'm adding to my collection. It's getting to be a big collection. So I don't know. I'm counting on either Galley or Barrow as being successful. Either one. I think we're okay.
Yeah. So we have the Japan thing. That should be in a week. I don't know. I don't know what's.
Japan is with Galley, right?
Yeah. No. Japan's not with Galley. It's with the other drug.
The Factor D?
No, the Barrow.
Or the Barrow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what it's gonna do. It might even go down. Like this thing here. It might even go down on positive news, but I don't think so.
You never can tell with the stock market. So it's always buy the rumor, sell the news.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're getting so close to Galley and PDUFA, so it might not be in. The closer you get, the harder it is to sell any news that is not Galley or PDUFA. And Galley, you're not going to sell that news. I mean, that's a repricing of the company. You know what I mean? Like that's very different. Like the Factor D, I can see why it went down. Factor D, right? I mean, yeah, it's basically you're telling me that we're gonna have to run trials of this. Okay, it's successful, but now the market knows that we have to spend money, may probably dilute the company to pay for the entire trial, which take years and years. So. Yeah, you saw the news on that. But Galley being successful is a repricing of the company.
But don't forget the other factor about Factor D. In the sale of the company, should it come to that will be a valuable asset and will cause a greater sales price. So it has its plus, immediate plus, perhaps.
Right.
You're of the opinion upon any good news, whether it be Barrow and or Galley, this company is probably going to go up for sale.
Yeah, and now I'm telling you this right now, and this is the most transparent show ever. I am definitely selling my position before the end of the year. I am not going to do a commercializing pharma company. I'm here particularly for those two catalysts because they're going to have to raise money again in January or February. And I think there's going to be a huge increase, right? Stock price increase with the remaining catalysts, and then I'm going to be out, and then I'll probably maybe go back in for the for commercialization of the drug. But I just hate bio that transform into a commercial company, an actual pharma.
Right. You don't like to stick around for that.
No, because like 99% of the time, I can't. I mean, it's very rare that you can find an exception. There are exceptions, but the stock price always take a hit for 1 to 2 years. For 1 to 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, when there's an exception, there's a big exception, like a GlaxoSmithKline or a Celgene or something like that. So the exceptions often prove very, very profitable, but you're right, they're few and far between.
Right.
So CellSci is on a nice ascending trend line. The trouble is, it's also in that trading range from 12 to 15. I didn't bother drawing it in, but it is. And so while it's following an upward trend line, I think the resistance is going to still be 15, maybe 1660, which was where we topped out on this last run. I think it was 1660. Let me look. 1660 is correct, that area. So the resistance, if it does get up there, which might take weeks, would be about 1660. And it's hard to imagine looking at the collapse that it's going to do that even. So my guess is we follow this ascending trend line back up to the close to the 15 level, sell off again. So I think they're going to just play that 12 to 15 game as long as they can. That's how it looks like. I'm still even money on the final results. Whereas NWBO, I'm actually raising my even money call to 3 to 5 favorite that the data will be good. So in a way, I like NWBO better than CVM. Crazy run it had.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a really crazy run. It had to come down. It had to come down, and it had to come down hard. There's no way it wasn't going to fill some of these gaps. I mean, it had to. It finally filled this gap from 1016. So there was no way it wasn't going to collapse. But notice, as soon as it hit the 9-day moving average, come right back. It's a very strong stock. People want in on the data. They want in on the data, which to me tells me it's a favorite. I don't care about anything else. By the way, thanks to Mark Fox, he gave me a good education as to the science. He wanted to know about the science more. And as a matter of fact, if you look at Dr. Jei, Jake and Friends from last Friday, he has 2 comments where he explains it in detail. Does an excellent job. So I recommend if people really want to know the science, check that out. Mark Fox's comments.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that he explained it in such a way that I could sort of understand it. It's a process. It's not an autologous type drug where it's off the shelf, ready to use. But it's a process where the solid tumor is resected, mixed with the patient's own cells. I forget for a second, I blanked out the name of the dendritic cells, and put back into the patient to become like a targeted missile to destroy the tumor. So it's a process, I don't know how it's a drug, but it is. But it's also a process, a procedure. So, he does say though that they do have uh, an alternative off-the-shelf approach as well. And I think he calls it DC Vax is what the company is calling it, DCVAX. There's one called DC Vax Direct that you don't need to do this procedure first. If it's maybe if it's in a place where you can't get at the tumor so easily, I don't know. Anyway, we're still in overbought territory. The RSI is still above 70, 71, but it's been in overbought territory for long periods of time recently. So that doesn't bother me at all. News is coming any day, the actual data readout. So I'm not scared to be in this one. I already pulled out my money. I'm kind of playing with house money, and I see no reason not to stay in, considering the robustness of the chart. To me, this alone implies 3-2 favorite. So I'm putting the odds at 3-5. Three out of 5, it's going to be yes. The data will meet the primary endpoint, and 2 out of 5 it won't. That's how I look at this one. Better odds and see that I can give CVM, which I still have at even money. So yes, I like this one. I didn't sell any, and if I did, if I was smart enough to sell it, where did it go? It went as high as 250. If I was smart enough to sell some at 250, I would have been back in by now anyway. All right. What else should we look at? Name something.
I don't know. One more. Just one more, and then I gotta go. All right, so Northwest. We talked about CVM for a bit. BioCris. Athesis. I'm liking Athesis. Just a matter of timing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, one more. Cola, NKLA.
All right.
Because that's interesting to me, because the president of GM, not the CEO, I don't know what the difference is, but he was on, I believe, CNBC, and he said the talks are still very much alive with GM and Nikola. Now, to me, that means it's going to happen. This deal must happen for Nikola. Otherwise, you're looking at $10 instead of $22. But if the deal does happen, even if it goes from 11% GM ownership to 20% GM ownership, this stock will zoom. You're looking at $30 minimum. So I bought back what I sold off. I sold off half and I bought it back after that. And I'm continuing to add. I am of the opinion that the deal will happen. If I'm wrong, I'll lose more money, but I think it'll happen. And this isn't one of those deals where upon the news it's going to sell off. Upon the news it's going to zoom up because it's unexpected at this point.
Yeah.
It's still looked upon as an underdog. And GM has been doing very well, which is another clue to me. Many automakers have been selling off, but GM is doing quite well. Of course, they're gearing up for electric vehicles and they're converting their Tennessee plant. And the other factor is they need Nikola as much as Nikola needs them. I see this deal as happening. Regardless of Trevor Milton, the controversial former CEO and owner of the company, well, original owner, despite his antics, whatever unethical or borderline illegal things he did, this stock, General Motors zooming almost parabolically, says to me this deal is happening. What do you think?
I don't know.
Will happen, won't happen. You got any
You're talking
feel?
about yeah.
You got any feel for will happen, won't happen?
Hard to say.
This is the one where that company is shorting them big. Forget the name of that. Hindenburg.
Damn but they're yeah. They do have some good hit pieces, This they could do come up with some good research.
Well, of course they do. Whenever they go on a short attack, they're gonna throw everything at it.
Okay.
That's
Well, I can jump off. I can only spend a 45.
all
But
right. Before you jump off, what was one of the requests was PLX?
Yeah, and AMD from Pete.
AMD?
Yeah, AMD. Yeah, not A. Yeah,
AMD.
Yeah, with with your friend, Doctor.
I'm gonna do that. Thanks for joining me, Jake.
Yeah. Ciao.
It's my voice only and the charts, right?
Yep, voice only.
All right, we'll make do. I don't know where these lines are coming from. I have extraneous lines, but we'll live with them. It's weird how the Yahoo charts seem to do what they want to do sometimes. They can't even get it off. I'm trying to exit out. Doesn't really matter. What I want to say about this one is in the past, when I've seen little pops like what we had back here on what day is that? We hide that. The day was 10/13. It popped to, it's more than a little pop. 10/13, it popped to, what did it pop to? Over $2. Let's see if I can see, 220. And then again, it gave us, it popped again to yesterday to $1.94. So we're getting these little pops, and we're forming a little banner, triangle, whatever you want to call it. And I think we're waiting for something. Now, what that something must be is some kind of news regarding the COVID-19 trial. So I'm anticipating a break out of this little triangle to the upside. Now, the timing, according to this, is soon. According to this chart, you're looking at the end of the month. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. But it looks to me like we could get a break northward before the end of the month. Now, we have earnings announcement on Athlon, I think the 28th, right? So that would make sense to have some kind of positive news before the earnings. So I'm looking forward to positive news. Keep in mind, this is strictly speculation. I texted the CEO yesterday. As of today, he has not gotten back to me about anything. I didn't really ask him any question anyway. Just texted him like this, and no, he has not returned my text. So if he texted me back, he would tell me something that I could share, but he did not. I'm looking forward to having him on again to discuss the trial, the COVID-19 trial, and the head and neck cancer trial that was just started by in the oncology area to eliminate exosomes from the blood. So there's two fronts. There's a virology, where they're lowering viral load, like they did with Ebola, and they're applying that to COVID-19. And there's oncology with the connection of cancer and exosomes. So I'd love to have him on again to explain this connection better. So I'm going to ask him to come on again after the earnings report because it's too close to earnings for him to come on now. And then we'll know better. Well, let's just look at Tilray. I'm anxious to look at that one myself. It's been behaving very well I think it's been behaving the nicest of all the pot stocks lately. After Roche's chart going back a couple of years, it now looks like it has a decent chart, although down today to 676. All the pot stocks were up yesterday on renewed hopes of a Biden-Harris victory and the decriminalization of marijuana. So I think that's still in the cards. Should that occur, should Biden-Harris win, I do think we'll get a decriminalization of marijuana, and it'll become legal in many more states who need to pay the bills. So a stock like Tilray, stock like CGC, stock like Kronos, I spread the money around. I got out of ACB. I felt it was the weakest of the four of them. I'll probably be sorry, but my biggest investment in pot is Curaleaf, and it's been so for some time. I'm actually up nicely on Curaleaf. Tilray is a recent investment. I'm up nicely, but I lost some money on it earlier. All right, let me see if there's any other requests. I'll take one more. Let's see, CKPT and AUPH. All right, GG, I'm going to go with AUPH, Arenia Pharmaceuticals. Should have done this while Jake was here. This is his sweetheart stock. Oh, we have a nice flag forming, and it looks to me like we are in this trading range until we break out of it. And I do expect we break north. We broke out of a consolidation pattern, try to move up, and we immediately flagged. So I see this as being a bullish flag, and I see it as being just this pause before it moves up. So I think we break north of this flag. I don't have to draw the lines. You could just see it. You could just see this triangle. It broke north of it, and then you could just see the flag right in here. So I like the chart on Arenia Pharmaceuticals. Let's see who else has something. Checkpoint. I'll do Checkpoint. I don't know if it's Checkpoint. I don't know what it is. CK, it's a stock. I don't follow it. Whatever it is. Checkpoint, it is Checkpoint. $2.35 stock that took a tumble, severe tumble from the 16th of September, where it hit 450. Now we're looking at about half that price. But the good news is we may have completed an ABC type correction or be close to it. There was still I think we still hold the upward trend line from below. I'm doing this without knowing anything about the company. Just trying to connect the dots a little bit. All right, it doesn't have the strongest chart. Looks like we may have a ways to go before it actually is done going down. Maybe this level here. So this level would be, what is this? About $2 level. $1.92, $2. So looks like this may not hold, although it is a nice candle. But this low, if it doesn't hold, the low at 2.25, then it'll probably go down to $1.95, that area, and hopefully hold that. The chart is not great, but I'm looking at it in terms of a potential ABC correction. Usually the C would equal the A in terms in length. So it looks very close. $2 and $2 looks like it would be a very good entry point if you like the fundamentals on this one. That's what it looks like to me anyway, from a quick look. Wetware. You've been in Arenia for a long time, so you caught the big run. That's good. What else? I don't know. I think we got most people's requests. I think. I'm looking. Magnificent answer, BCRX to the moon. I hope you're right. Chris, AQST, you got it. I'm glad I saw Chris. AQST. Chris and I are both in ARWR. AQST. I haven't talked about that one in a long time. What a run that's had. I like this little baby run after the big drop. Looking good, especially since it took out the high of the day of the drop. So that's very nice. It's got a little baby run going here. It took out, it took out 546 just the other day, right? No, it didn't take it out. Did it? 554, yeah, it took it out. So we took out this key high, and we're swinging up. We have an upward trend line. Over the last couple of weeks. Very nice. All right, so I'm liking Quest of Therapeutics because it broke the high of the day on 928, and because we're holding nicely to the upward trend line. I think we again challenge the 554 area. So that would be the resistance. Don't know what they do, but it's got to get past that 551 area. And then it could go. All right. I guess that's going to wrap it up as we've done a full hour, and I don't want to go more than that. So I thank you all for coming. I had a good time, even though I lost my picture. You know what I look like anyway. This has been Dr. Jei, streaming live from Long Island, New York, and reminding you to subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends about us. Give us a thumbs up if you like it, if you like the show, and I don't see why you shouldn't. Dr. Jei has been right on most of the time, except when I'm not. Have a great day, great weekend. Chris, be well. Enjoy your ARWR money. Bye-bye.